in one door in that wing, and there was a dude in Western dress just like with his shot right through his head, like, and I was like, look back at the door. I was like, there are holes in the door. Like, how the did he get hit? And after I cleared the room, I was like, there's no one in here. And yeah, because when I kicked it in, like the deadbolt and the throw latch both broke off the door. So like I cleared all of it, right, and cleared it out of the door frame. And I was like, it really like bothered me, not just the fact that he was like obviously, one of the killed, even in that like I was like, this doesn't make sense. Like, why, from a physics perspective, I was like, wait a minute. And I found out, because I went back with the FBI almost in an unhealthy manner of times to do my own sensitive site exploitation, but really trying to make sense of it. This guy shows up with a gas mask on his head and a pistol. And he's like, I got you. He didn't say that, but he gave me the look. And I was like, all right, don't let them move. And then I cleared the rest of that wing, kicking in every door I could and freeing not just Americans, but anyone at that point. I'm like, this is now, I've locked them into a position. They couldn't go any like higher because it was a condo. Can make a difference. One person can make all the difference in taking action, absorbing one fraction of that attacker's bandwidth to focusing on you, and the sooner that you can do that, and then never the pursuit of that, and then once that happens, you hold on to it. Like, imagine and put yourself into the children's feet and eyes. Like, you take that from them, because a lot of people think that they're protectors and they're just providers. To truly protect is to do both, like provide and to protect, and to use overwhelming force if you vote. Meaning, like, we don't just necessarily go in there to kill you. I mean, there's missions where it's like, this is a kill or capture mission, and that's still a vote. Like, unless we get told specifically, like, we need to capture this person, and then there better be a really good reason why, because that changes the techniques that you'll use. If they're standing there with their hands up, if you can't discriminate your target, and if you assume if this is a threat to you, then like you it's a thinking man's game. You don't get paid. Anyone can just shoot people. Like us, like we have to be able to think and shoot surgically, but and account for our shots, what's in front of, at, and beyond. And if you can't, you don't stay pants down. They were literally like, oh my God, the Americans are here. And I think we killed like 40 of them. Like, internal to the target, we probably killed 12 to 15, like close range. And then external to the target, they were running down the streets, dark as just shooting wrong buildings and stuff, man, and just getting their GWOT on. And you're like up there just like, I went back up to the roof to go throw the fast rips off the top of the roof, and the snipers are up there just filling dudes in. And I was just like, what is going on back here? The center of what it is to be a protector, like truly in your household. And then if you think about how powerful that is to make a change, like an impact change, it's like a ripple effect. Like if you do that in your house, and then that spreads, over time in your spheres of influence, and then I'm doing it, and then we're building a league of protectors, right? And then we're changing the way that we think as a cultural shift. I'm just focusing on what I can do is show people what right looks like in this space of active shooter, and expose them to environments that I've been in. If you make it through dive school, I'll bring you to this company. I'm gonna put you on the dive team. And I was like, roger that. I went to dive school, and that was super easy. And just kidding.
I was like, well, yeah, I've never heard that before.
No, it was man, yeah. I've never been afraid of a pool before in my life. I thought I loved the water. And like, I also love to breathe, which is a novel concept, right? It's like, oh, I can't breathe under here. Oh, and you're taking my air source. Oh, like constantly. Cool. There comes the wizard. You're like, oh, no, don't. Don't go to the light. And it is a very interesting school, man, but like physically challenging. Double amputee above the knee. He has like a world record for regrowing femur from, it was so far, there wasn't enough femur to attach or to be able to support or tie on to a prosthetic. He wasn't going to walk. So he refused to let that happen. So he did some, like, just like he always was, that type of person and man. Like they went and like would have to re-brake and traction, brake, traction, and he regrew, well, not only enough to like put on a prosthetic, but like
holy shit,
like some crazy amount of like 6 inches of femur or something. I don't know. We were like tying bed sheets together on like the 6th floor. Like this, my man had like 3 sheets tied together, and he had a good 30-40 feet of just drop before it didn't even touch the ground. And I was like, first of all, don't do that. I'm like hand and arm, you know, because I don't know if you're gonna, like I said in English, but I don't speak French, and who knows if you know what languages they understood. Sergeant tells me that, well, they won't land right there. We got to move them another kilometer that way. I'm like, F all that. I'm like, no. You tell them it's safe where we're at. Like we got you covered. Like, come in and get him out of here. And I got into this like back and forth with him, and I was like, all right, F it. You make a decision. Silence. All right, F it. This is what we're doing. And I throw Ryan on my shoulders and just run with him for that whole like 1,000 yards, man. And got him, placed him onto the helicopter, and said goodbye to him. And I didn't think I was going to see him again. He had like almost like no life left in his body. Coming, like they had, took us an hour to get out there. That we would get IED'd constantly, and we'd crest this one like terrain feature and just get stitched up every single time. A new guy on the team, Ryan Hendrickson, which is an SF teammate of mine. That was his first deployment with the team. And he was driving, and I was like the vehicle. I was in the passenger seat, and that one of the first rounds it hits the windshield in front of him as a driver, his face, and just spalls it, right? Like poof, definitely a disc round, but like he pulled up in there into the 4 walls. He jumps out. He goes like walks over to one of the Afghans, and he's like, "Let me get a cigarette." And like just starts like smoking this cigarette like. And I was just like, "You all right?" I see this guy, a shadowy figure, kind of through. I could see from. I was on like the halfway down on the stairs, and I could see into the apartment after the door blew open. This dude comes flying in or out, and maybe he got within 2 feet of my mate, and he was hiding behind this female, and I could just see it, like he's running out with a pistol and like to her head, and like he had no idea we were right there. I shot him from the stairwell and essentially in the top of his head, and then he just Supermaned down the stairs, and she kept like running. Before that became, he made it like it would have been like from
me to you.
Me, like closer than that to my teammates.
Holy shit.
It was a really tight shot. Room numbers, their cell phone numbers. Like, he's like, "Why?" He's like, "Because I'm gonna go get them." And he goes like, "Record stops." Like, what do you mean? You do that? I'm like, "Yeah, I'm going there right now."
Yeah, there are Americans.
That's a start point for me. I was like, "Thank you, please."
Jeez.
Now I have a room number, cell phones. And now I can get on the horn with them while I'm maneuvering en route, absorbing everything as it's happening and processing to come up with a plan of action. Like I'm about here in the clearance on the stairs, and like running upstairs and then like trying to clear. And then the gunmen are like coming down the stairs, and they're on the landing, and then we like lock eyes. And I stare down his muzzle from 5 feet away. Like
that close?
Yeah. He's like right here, and I just go, "Well," but I look through his like beyond the muzzle, and into his eyes. I saw a change in his demeanor. I saw a shift because he was not expecting to see me. Big American flag, panos on my head. He's like, holy shit, without saying it. And this is all like very rapidly. But the next thing through my mind was, well, that's me. I'm dead.